Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today is July 27th, 2020. I have to write down the day every day because I have absolutely no idea what day it is. I know the day of the week, and apart from that, if you were to ask me the date with a gun to my head, I wouldn't be making these videos anymore, so you wouldn't see me on Wednesday. But here is your top five for a beautiful start to the week. Number one is got to be no one other than Lou Will. I mean, an absolute king. Not only is he now in a 10-day quarantine, so that means that he is missing the start of the NBA season. Oh, and by the way, he's not the only one missing the restart to the NBA season. His teammate, Patrick Beverley, is also missing. But also, if we want to go down the line and look, there's Zion. And Zion's also going to miss the start of the season. So, well, difference being here is that Zion was actually missing for a family reason. Lou Will started to miss for a family reason. He left for a funeral. And then he decided to go to his favorite place on earth, and there's receipts to prove it. The man went to Magic City. Unfortunately, it wasn't Magic City on a Monday. Shout out Drake Future. But everybody knows Lou Will loves Magic City. Now you're thinking to yourself, why would I know that? How do I know that? Well, he's been saying it for a while. Tweets, posts, anything like that, talking about how good the wings are. He actually also has a flavor of wings named after him at Magic City. So you can order the Lou Will wings. And I've never been there. I hope to get there someday. And I promise you I will most certainly be ordering the Lou Will wings. I don't think that the Clippers are really too worried about it. Was it kind of a dick move? Probably. Yeah. It probably could have been done a lot better on his end. He probably could have gotten that out of the way. But also, we need to shame Jack Harlow, because Jack Harlow was the one who outed him. Now, theoretically, it could have been a good outing because you don't know if he had contacted it at the funeral or at any other family gatherings, and then here at Magic City. Then he brought it back into the bubble. Could have been chaos. It would have made his quarantine time a lot shorter. But he's in a 10-day quarantine, so that's how that is going for them. Number two, going to stay on the NBA track here, Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau got a 5-year contract for the Knicks. The Knicks have had 13 coaches in 17 years. And we're using the 17-year metric here rather than 10 or 15 or 20, because 17 was the last time that Tibbs was actually in New York. He was an assistant, not a head coach. I just don't understand how you can hire this idiot. This is a man that doesn't believe in load management. Now, you have all these old dudes out there talking about how load management isn't real, or I didn't play in load management. Well, when other people are, they now automatically have a leg up on you. So, in theory, you need to be doing that so that you can stay along with the competition, and also make sure that somebody like D Rose doesn't get hurt again. Okay? Load management is not a bad thing. Should you be telling the fans that load management is happening and which players will be out maybe a week in advance? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let them know so they don't buy a ticket and then their favorite player isn't there. I get it. I get both sides. Either way, Knicks, they signed him a 5-year contract. 0% chance that he stays all 5. I give him 3 tops. But it's a perfect example of the Knicks are going to Knicks. And we'll go to number 3. Staying in New York, the Mets are going to Mets. They still suck. That's how you know nature's healing, when the Mets still suck. They actually won a game over the weekend, but they didn't even blow. Well, yeah, they did. They blew a lead over the weekend, and then they were also getting blown out 14-1. So, woof. Mets are going to Mets. Now, I'm using this as a number to connect to my number 3. That is the fact that the cardboard cutouts, they stink. I don't like them. I don't know why. The players have been openly saying that it's weird because the noise is fake too. On my hierarchy of things, I like the cardboard cutouts more than I like the fake crowd noise. It's extremely weird when you see a home run. It feels even more off-putting than when you used to play weed baseball. And there would just be all those, like, Russian nesting egg dolls jumping around in the stands to fake crowd noise. Well, that's what we're doing here now. Except the cardboard cutouts don't move, and the noise is still creepy. Number 4. Jamal Adams spoke his trade into existence. He's no longer with the New York Jets. I guess today's Hi5 is really New York heavy. I apologize. It's a cesspool, but they have a lot of news going on. So, Jamal Adams leaving the Jets, going to the Seahawks. Believe it or not, the Jets got a great deal out of this trade. They got rid of somebody that clearly didn't want to be there, vocalized it, spoke it into existence, and they got 3 different picks. 2 of them were first-round picks. It's awesome. Whereas the Seahawks, while they got Jamal Adams, they only got a 4th-round pick for him as well. So what they're expecting is Jamal Adams to help the Seahawks defense become the Seahawks defense that we all know, we all love. Simple as that. But what this goes to show you is that, believe it or not, Adam Gase and the Jets GM, they did a good job with the trade, which you typically don't think about. The Seahawks are happy. This seemed to be a win-win. But also, just a friendly reminder for you that Bill O'Brien couldn't get a first-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? Apparently, Bill O'Brien dumb. So, I mean, if you want Deshaun Watson, you could probably give him 2 third-round picks, and he'll fold like a house of cards. So this is a perfect example of good management setting themselves up to do the things they need. Like, if you look at the past decade of Seattle's first-round draft picks, over half of them, they didn't have one. But you know what they were doing? They were winning a Super Bowl, and they were consistently a perennial playoff team, having one of, if not statistically, the best quarterback in the league. So, first-round picks aren't everything. Belichick shows that. But they mean a hell of a lot to those that do get them. So, Jets, now you get to mess about a couple more draft picks. Number 5, NFL and the NFLPA, put pen to paper. We have a season, officially going into the weekend, that everything will maintain as it should. Now, here's what's something to note is that there are stipulations in here now that based on what people do from when the contract was signed until when the games begin, and even when the games do begin, because there's no NFL bubble. It is all games currently, most of them without fans. You get some places like Dallas that are trying to dispute that, but what we have here is we have a situation where the NFL can fine and a team can suspend players based on what they're doing. A wild move, but it's really the only way the bubble can work. So, as long as you don't hang out with Jack Harlow, I think you'll be okay. I don't think anybody's gonna out you. A couple honorable mentions before we sign off here. Coming out of the weekend hurts. That one hurts. Stanton hit a 483-foot bomb over the weekend. If we're not testing that man's piss, what are we doing here? Are we even going to play baseball? I mean, ridiculous. Coming out of over 120 miles an hour. Banana land. What's arguably as crazy is that people have been hyping up Ohtani for 4 years at least now. He was, said to be one of the most versatile athletes of all time. He could hit bombs and then also strike out people as well. So what he did in his debut since the first time of fall of 2018, so almost 2 years since he stepped on the mound for the MLB, is that he couldn't record an out. Left in, gave up a couple dingers, gave up 4 RBIs in total, and then left the mound in record-setting fashion, making sure that he didn't deserve to be on the mound, and then put in, of course, his relief pitchers in a perfect position, being down 4-0. So, that is it today for Monday, July 27th on the Hi5 series. My name's Nick. Find us, the DH Podcast, DH_podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, whatever, Spotify paid Joe Rogan. Pay me too. I require $5. Instagram, Twitter, we're all out there. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.